All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Today with Todd, and I'm joining you here on this Monday morning. I'm glad to be back in the saddle again after a couple of days off from you. I took Friday and Saturday off, just needed some time to recoup and have myself a personal Sabbath from teaching every day. I'm going to be coming to you and starting a conversation with you this week about entrepreneurship. That's right. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? This is one of the things that I know is my God-given purpose, to speak into people's lives about them being an entrepreneur. So I'm so glad you can join me on this Monday morning. So what is an entrepreneur? Let's just jump right into this. An entrepreneur is someone who starts a business or businesses or possibly organizations. So that's what an entrepreneur first of all does. But an entrepreneur has to develop a business model. So if you want to take some notes on these things, write these things down for you, because I believe that there are many people that are called to start businesses or organizations, and some people are ready to make a move toward that. And you may not quite be ready, but if you'll just pay attention and listen to what I'm telling you, then I want to talk to you about developing entrepreneurial skills all week long. All right. So I'm only going to be with you a few minutes each morning. So I'm going to hit things quick and hard, and I'm going to go fast. So if you need to take notes on something or go back and watch the video, do that. So an entrepreneur is going to have to develop a business model. He's also going to be required to acquire resources that are both material and human. He's going to need humans in the effort of his entrepreneurial skills. So he's going to need skills with people. He's going to need people skills, but he's also going to need materials that are necessary for that function as an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur also is going to be the person that is fully responsible for both the success or the failure of that business. So he's got to know that there's going to be risk involved. Now, let me tell you a couple things about being an entrepreneur. For some of you, you may already be an entrepreneur. Some of you may be saying, what is an entrepreneur? People are at all different spectrums. Number one, let me establish something with you. Here in America, the present education system, nor society, is structured to encourage entrepreneurship. For the most part, we are a post-industrial society and in a technological age. So the industrial age and the technological age have both needed employees, and they've needed management, to ensure their manufacturing. All right. So I'm talking to you about being an entrepreneur. Now, some people may say, well, what are you doing talking about this? Well, I believe that God has called many people to be business owners, and He's called them to be involved in the marketplace. And they need the necessary skills to not only be an employee, but I believe that many people have been called to own their own business. So I'm talking to you about this, and I'm beginning the conversation. This is the beginning of it this week. So you've got to know, number one, that the educational system and our society is not structured to encourage this. It's more structured to encourage you to be an employee. You may hear statements all along your life, go to college and get a good job. Well, that's not an entrepreneurial mindset, okay? So one of the things that I see happening right now is that we're in a society that is shifting into a very highly advanced technological society, and entrepreneurship is going to be vastly needed in order to spurn creativity. Why? When you're in a post-industrial society, people begin to lose their jobs because we're not manufacturing goods anymore. In the United States, many of these jobs have moved overseas. And this is going to require people to be creative, and they're going to have some entrepreneurial skills. So an entrepreneur will have to look outside of traditional paths of education. That's very important to understanding entrepreneurship. You're going to have to look outside of traditional paths of education and career paths in order to attain necessary skills to both develop a business, to organize a business, and to manage a business. Now, I'm not saying if you have a business degree from college that disqualifies you. That can actually enhance. But to be an entrepreneur, you don't have to have a college education in business, okay? So entrepreneurs have to first be self-starters, and they have to be self-motivated. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my hands in a whole lot of different things. I have been in the realm of self-employed entrepreneur for over 11 years now. Actually, more than that, but I have been out from under being an employee for over 11 years now. So being an entrepreneur does not mean that I have to know everything. Okay, let me establish a couple of points with you in knowing this, because somebody may think, well, what have I got to know? Well, first of all, you got to know that you don't have to know everything in any related field or in a related field or to be an expert in it. But you're going to have to consult people that do know more than you. You will have to attain mentors that can mentor you in a particular area. And you're going to have to be the person that gathers the information, and ultimately you become the person that hires the correct people with the know-how that you need in order to succeed in that business. So being an entrepreneur is going to involve you taking many risks, but the rewards outweigh the risk. Thank you for joining me this morning. The rewards are going to outweigh the risks. So there's going to be a risk. And this is why, in being an entrepreneur, you're going to have to learn how to manage fear. You're going to have to learn how to manage stress. There's a lot of things that you're going to have to begin to manage in your mind. You have to, the Bible talks to us all throughout about how we think, and having a renewed mind and how we think. Proverbs 22 and 29 tells us this: if you see a man that's diligent in his business, that he will stand before kings. So that all through the Bible, there's wisdom for us, to be entrepreneurs, business owners. We've just got to search out these things. That's right, Chauncey. It is a faith step. So being an entrepreneur is going to have risk, but there's also rewards. So maybe you have dreamt of owning your own business. I don't know. One of the things you're going to have to do is acquire the leadership skills that are going to be necessary to you. It's going to challenge you. Being an entrepreneur is a huge challenge, but you've got to be up for that challenge and say, I want to do this. So I'm going to be talking to you all week concerning this. Couple of things. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we go. What are the qualifications to be an entrepreneur, and how can I do this? I'm going to answer those questions for you this week. So join me at 9:05 all week this week. I'll be live at 9:05, and I'm going to be talking to you about entrepreneurship. I believe in you. I believe you can do this. And more importantly, I believe that God has a plan for your life. And He has something that He has given you that you are able to bring into the earth. You have a purpose, and God has a plan. So I'll see you back tomorrow at 9:05 a.m. Catch my wife. She's coming on at 8 a.m. She's talking all this week about money and about managing money. And her name's April Williams. Catch her, or you can go to our website, and it's wisdomforbeyond.com. I'll see you back tomorrow morning at 9:05. Until then, be thinking about those entrepreneurial skills and what it is that you want to do. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.